then we've got the final single track is called Forgotten Melody, and the piece that I used of yours is called Illuminate, and my note here simply reads, this song is a wood sprite and so is the painting.
Oh lush. Yeah, I don't know that we need to go too far into that.
Yeah, that sums it up, right?
It really does. Yeah, I love it.
I've got a great affection for the song. I mean, obviously I've got a great affection for all of them, but like this one kind of sits behind. It's like there's 7 songs, the rest of them pair up in various ways quite easily, and this one kind of sits as this little outlier. And it's also a very almost unrecognisable hip hop brag song.
Nice. Okay.
But it kind of sits behind, and it's really interesting to me whether this painting, Illuminate, whether it was connected at all with Darker Bloom, which is the EP cover image that I chose. Are they connected at all?
Only in that, actually, interestingly, again, Kismet, call it what you want, they're also sort of standalone.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, they're celebratory pieces. Illuminate, again, is the palette. I don't think I've ever used that mint kind of green colour in any other painting. But in that piece, and I think of it as like a little creature as well, like a kind of little wild bird or that sits in its own space in the forest and is there and brings this particular curious energy. With Darker Bloom, it was kind of the final piece and a big piece. It's not too big, it's 60 by 60 centimetres. I never exhibited it, I painted it for myself in a way, and it has this, I feel like Darker Bloom encapsulates almost all of my language in this very simple structure. I mean, I love the piece. So how did you connect it to as the kind of holding place for your songs? It felt there's this ethereal quality to it, but there's also this kind of very fleshiness to it. I mean, it's there in the palette, obviously. A lot of your pieces, as you say, have this organic quality to them anyway. And it's interesting that you called Illuminate, like that you had identified its creatureness as well. But that still exists, I think, in this piece in Darker Bloom. But it definitely felt to me like it was the internal made external, like this strange fleshy part that we don't even know what it's for necessarily. That felt very real to this musical project for me, because these words are kind of they manifest this inner part of me imperfectly, and in a way that's, that creates something that's a bit weird and a bit new and a bit fragile and vulnerable in its way. It definitely had that feeling to me, like this is a thing that isn't directly connected to other things necessarily, but that doesn't diminish its right to exist. No, I like the kind of reference to this, almost like an organ, this mysterious centre of creative thought,
of something,
something intangible,
like something maybe mysterious but still tangible, definitely. And I think that every good piece of music, right, is at once like human in a way that's unexpected and alien in a way that feels instantly familiar. And like I felt that looking at this painting. It sums up that kind of, that almost dualistic state of familiarity and alienness. I don't know, I'm not explaining that very well.
Well, this is the thing, there's limitations to narrative language, and I think this is why there's poetry in song and there's art painting. Definitely.
So maybe this is the limit of our ability to describe something that's felt rather than.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's why we made them.
That's why we made them.
And that's why we're going to stop talking about them.
And that's why right now, yes, we're going to stop, although this has been really lovely. And I think there is poetry in the observation and connection points as well.
Definitely, yeah. And to process it all in a slightly more articulated way in this medium is, it's always going to be an interesting exercise. So thanks so much.
Oh, my pleasure. It's been amazing. We should share our socials with our fans.
Absolutely.
Because we've got shared. Well, yeah, we both enjoy each other's work, clearly.
Absolutely.
So I'm Genevieve Leavold, and you can find my website, which is GenevieveLeavold.com, or my Instagram, my Hangout Art, which is @Genevieve Leavold.
Great stuff. And I'm at Bee of Briz, wherever you get your social media.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, Genevieve.
Thank you, Bee. This is